Breaker, breaker.
This here's the RV faker.
We're here to talk to you about the M11 waterproof FRS NPR radio. Over.
From TID Radio.
TID Radio TID Radio.
Yeah. These are they're walkie-talkies. The good thing is they're waterproof walkie-talkies. The other good thing is they're really small. I mean,
the really good thing is they actually do work. We just don't have them on because that would sound terrible.
yeah, because they'd feed back between us. Although, so anyway, these are a $40 walkie-talkie, and we like it because they're small, they're waterproof supposedly. At least
we haven't tested that.
Yeah, we haven't tested that yet.
But we've probably used them in the rain because we've been in the rain a lot this summer.
Yeah, we have. And they were sent to us by this company, TID Radio.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, can you let us know what you think about these? We like them.
We do like them. So they come with, so they're small, for one thing. They do fit in a pocket, if that's the way you like to go.
Or you have a little clip and denso.
You've got the clip that comes off easily, but it'll also clip onto your belt buckle or your belt, and then you just clip the radio in and out of it. I had a cell phone like this back in the 90s. And then they also each
Did it have a rotary dial?
It came with two of these wrist straps. So that I find really handy because if we're maybe backing up into a parking space and I want to talk to Tony and talk to him, and then I need both of my hands, I have both of my hands available. I can just drop that and I'm not dropping it. A lot of times I'll put it on the tailgate or something and then it gets lost and forgotten.
Yeah.
So it also came with two charging cables that each have their own little USB wall wart thing.
Yeah, I like that it's so all of the little places you can connect stuff are under like a rubber cover to protect them, and it's USB-C. It's not some weird connection. It's if you have a USB-C charging thing, cable, you can charge this.
It also has, which we haven't actually used, but it has a little, a jack for headphones or a mic. So if you needed to hook this on your belt and just use it hands-free, you could use that.
Or with one of those. I think TID Radio sells those, like walkie
mouthpiece.
You could be like, security guy or whatever. So
you have to hold your finger in your ear to listen.
Yeah. breaker. So how we tested these to see just how far we could get, because that's the measure.
Right. So I headed out to go grocery shopping. I know that will shock many of you.
Yeah,
I don't usually
Peggy,
do that.
It's usually I'm the dude doing the shopping.
But circumstances of the day meant that I was going out and doing the errands. And so Tony stayed in camp with the radio on and I took off. And we have some maps that I made because I knew where I was when I tried to talk to you and where I could reach you and where I couldn't reach you.
I was surprised at how far it was. And we do have an article at stresslesscamping.com about these. And you can see I know we'll flash the maps on the screen, but you can see those maps in detail there at stresslesscamping.com. So
it was about probably half a mile or so across a clear area. When we had trees and stuff in the way, I was even a little bit closer, but with all the trees and everything in the way, I think I could hear the squelch, but I couldn't actually get through. But about half a mile is a pretty decent distance. And really, I think the main two things that we use these for is backing up the trailer, where we're only 20 feet apart anyway.
Yeah.
And when we go for a bike ride, because Tony rides a lot faster than I do. And sometimes if we're in let's say a neighborhood and he goes around one or two corners and I'm not sure where he went.
I try to lose her and I can't.
It's or in a crowded festival. I don't know. You're not going to ride your bike around a festival. But, even walking around some kind of a festival, they're kind of nice to have just to, people say, oh, just use your cell phone. Well, if you're in a place that doesn't have any cell service, then that is not going to be helpful.
Yeah, that's true. So we like it. Another thing these have is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. They have weather radio.
Weather radio,
which
that's
is
right.
which is kind of cool. So
So this morning we just turned it on and listened to the how there were no emergencies, but I suppose
because
if you
we'd
had
have to
that
call
on,
Dr. Beats.
oh gosh, if you turned on the weather radio and just listen, then they're going to be talking constantly like it's going to be 70 degrees today, blah blah blah. But if that's on and suddenly they're like, take shelter, a tornado's coming, we didn't ever worry about that when we lived on the West Coast. But now, when we travel in the Midwest,
in the Middle East, yeah, we would really worry about it.
In the Midwest and these states where they have tornadoes and stuff.
My gosh.
We are a little more skittish about those kinds of weathers, and they make us nervous. So
yeah, it's good to have some sort of weather radio.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 milliamp hour battery inside here. So they're, it's a little square battery. How long do they last? I don't know. We haven't used up the charge yet.
No,
so
they last a good amount of time.
It's a good amount of time. They have, I'll show you a little LED. And listen to this, when I turn it on, it says something like radio on. Here, watch.
Turn on the radio.
Turn on the radio, and it says what channel it is.
I don't know why he tells you to turn it on when you just turned it on.
You just turned it on. And then here's the weather radio. Press and hold that. And
Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
Wednesday night through Thursday night.
so anyway, it's easy to get. Apparently, can.
Oh, sorry. I read in the instructions you can actually push some series of buttons and you can change the language to Chinese. And so maybe when he says turn on the radio, it's just one of those funky Chinese to English translations that said your radio is now on.
Right. Who knows? Yeah, these, straight out of China, of course.
But they're not bad.
Yeah, I have no, and especially $40 for, what was it, for 2 radios? Were they $40? I don't remember now.
That's what you said.
2 radios. Why not, right? It's good to have these, have a few. Apparently you can hack these. And I haven't tried yet.
We're not going there. I'm not going there. I'm going to be out of town when he does that.
Yeah. Anyway, $40 well spent. I think they're well made. All the buttons feel good. They do what they say they're supposed to do. The range, it's 2 watts. It seems to travel far. They're durable. I like the waterproof. And
they're pretty sturdy. I like this kind of chunky antenna. Some of them, if they have an antenna sticking out, they're like super, like a wire that you're going to break or something. And this is
it doesn't feel, there's nothing that feels cheap.
Even if I shove it into my pocket, which I have a tendency to do.
Yeah. Anyway, a little TID radio. Breaker 19.
Over and out.